So here I am, man, all alone again, anchored away, the hell and gone again. I got an old fat boat, she's slow but handsome, hard in the chine and soft in the transom. I love her well and she must love me, but I think it's only for my money.
Alright, here we are, back on the boat. Every time I come here, it's a great feeling, but one thing about boats, always something to do. So today I am going to service the windlass. So the windlass is a device that pulls the anchor up and down off the bow. It has about 250 feet of chain, and the anchor itself is a 45-pound Rockna, and by all accounts it holds this boat pretty good. So let's go take a look at the windlass and see what's going to happen here. Alright, we're making our way up to the bow. Alright, so there's the windlass. It's about 10 years old from the records that I see, and the previous owners have documented they've done some maintenance on it. Maybe 3 years ago they put some grease on it, but according to the manual it says you need to do that every 3 to 6 months, so it's definitely overdue. So I'm going to take this apart, try to figure out what it looks like in there and what serviceable parts need to be cleaned and greased, and we'll see how it comes out. Alright, we'll take a look around front here, bow of the boat, get a look at these anchors. There's a primary anchor, brown one there, and then a backup in case that one gets disassembled, disentangled, gets loose from its chain, and you have to cut it loose. Maybe it's caught on something under the water, you can't get it up, so got to have a backup just in case. So that's what it looks like up front. Okay, the initial disassembly of the Maxwell RC-10 is not all that difficult. There's a little keeper that you have to take off with an Allen key, and it just allows you then to take the supplied handle and unscrew the capstan cover, the capstan holder. And there's the beginning stages of seeing when you might have to start looking at wearables, grease patterns, that sort of thing. It's always good to also keep an idea of what order you're taking things off. So I had a little towel set up here, and taking things apart, I was just setting them down in order. I was also playing around with the pieces and making sure that I knew how they went on and off. Since there really isn't a YouTube video on this, I was making sure that I had everything in order in my head. Now I had to figure out, once the chain was the next thing to take off or get out of there, how did it come out? There's a little stripper that keeps it in line as it's coming in and back into the chain locker. I had to sort of move that little stripper piece out of the way and get that chain out of the capstan. Okay, now you have to take off the pressure arm and the stripper, which is on either side of the windlass, and it's just a little Allen bolt as well. And once you get those loose, it does allow the chain to come out and get it out of your way, so you can finish disassembling for sight into internal components for grease. Okay, so what you're seeing here now is my limited experience with servicing a windlass. I'd watched a number of videos on different Maxwells, and there's a bottom clutch that needed to come out in all of these YouTube videos that I've been watching, and that really wasn't the case here. Although I could see like a bottom plate, it wouldn't come loose, and I was trying to figure out how that would come loose. Ultimately, I ended up talking to Maxwell later in the day, and they said, no, that doesn't come loose. You don't have to take it off. You just throw grease on it, and then that's basically the bottom section under the cab stand. And once you grease it, just put everything back together. So now it's time to start cleaning the parts that I've disassembled. And there was grease on these, but they were not very well lubricated. That definitely needed to be done. I mean, the windlass worked okay, but for this thing to stay in good working order for a long time, you got to definitely grease it often. And so this is the beginning of the service record on my watch for this windlass. Okay, now it is time to put the new grease on the windlass and the disassembled parts. Just a marine grade grease that was in stock on the boat. Just a generous application to the windlass and all the parts that were removed. Alright, now it's time to reassemble everything once the grease was applied. And it was just a reverse order of what came off. It took a minute to kind of see how things went back on and make sure that the right order of the parts was being done properly. But ultimately, after a little trial and error, it all got back together. Alright, the final little segment here of this maintenance clip is actually the end of the second time that I disassembled and greased it. because I wanted to make sure I knew how the disassembly and reassembly process went, and doing it a couple times is always good to do that. So the last component was to put the capstan cap back on, tighten it down, and then there's again a little keeper bolt that goes in there, and tighten it down with an Allen, and that's it. So that is the end of the maintenance of this RC-10 Maxwell windlass, and now we're going to take a look at it in operation. You got to kind of kick it over the side a little bit first. Get it moving. There you go. All right, let's go.
Ready?
Straight down, yep. 53 feet.
How long, Mama?
10. 10. Move over a little bit. I want to see the mark.
10. Can you back up like 2 feet to the left? Thank you.
How far out are we going? How many feet?
We're gonna put it at
You can be in the
150
video,
total.
He's trying to see
But
the
I need
markers.
60 out to hit the bottom.
Okay.
30.
Next, 60 went out.
Okay, I'm gonna start backing up.
Oh, that was 30, sorry.
Just a hair.
I'll shoot from here.
Oh. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna start backing up slowly. You can keep going. Keep going. We're stopping. Go slow. Good?
Yep.
Okay. The final step in anchoring is to set up the bridle, and in this particular case we have a bridle that goes on two large horns on the bow right behind the windlass. You see them there. The bridle loops around those, goes through the cleats, and there's a chain hook that goes on the anchor rod, and once you hook it up and you drop the chain a little bit more, it takes all the weight off the bow. That just protects the front tackle from being damaged in a wavy situation. So we hooked it up, dropped the chain a little bit, and she was set.